Oh man, too much Subway, too much mayonnaise. I'll get less mayonnaise next time.
I said more mayonnaise. We need more, not less. I can't even taste a dang thing. A sandwich is basically just a way to get mayonnaise in my mouth. What's going on, fellas? We're back here again. Another online head-to-head matchup, playing as Miami, and we're the home team again for the second week in a row, Cannonball.
It's a small advantage, but an advantage nonetheless. Playing Mr. Bench Press 7,068. Makes me wonder if that's a true number. Can he really bench 7,000 pounds? And that would be a record, and not only a record, he'd probably be a demigod at that point, being able to lift 10x what probably anyone in the world could ever lift. Either way, we got 1st and 10 here, Spyder, and it's going to be a screen, and we're late getting to it, and we tackle horrendously as you see the user just charge past him. Tyson Williams coming out here, getting a 34-yard reception on the first play of the game and falling over.
That was kind of glitchy. That was really weird. Let's try to stop that from happening, these big explosive plays. Coach playing in 3-4 again. This is a quick throw, and this somehow was caught by Mark Andrews. Let's check it out on the Cannonball cam.
Xavier Howard comes through, gets his hand on the ball, makes a good play, but Mark Andrews is just in the perfect place at the perfect time.
Well, depending on your perspective, it's not really the perfect place for our side, as bench press 7,068 is moving the ball at will. 2 plays, over 50 yards gained.
Right on the edge of that red zone area. And he's trying to roll out of the pocket. The user plays well. Good play, coach. That is tough. You're handling, a defensive end that's not going to be nearly as quick as Lamar Jackson, but a really good follow by coach, and they're going to hand it off to a huge gaping hole. Tyson Williams, his 2nd first down of the game.
And after a couple of small runs, it's 3rd and 4 at the 4. How important is it to get a stop here, big guy?
It's huge. It's impossible to understate how big it is to come out and score a touchdown, which is exactly what Baltimore's trying to do. Little play action, and Byron Jones whiffs. He had a pick 6 in the bag, Spyder. Somehow whiffs on the open bubble screen. What were the other defenders doing? They're blocking nobody.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It worked out for Baltimore after the kickoff. Down 7-0, and again, playing with that Miami team, who knows how well we can move the ball with this offense. As Tua drops back, it's got a wide open Gesicki down the field. If only he's a little bit faster, he would have been gone. Still a huge explosive play, 60 yards, Cannonball.
A great read by Tua. If he can keep doing that, I like our chances. Of course, a young quarterback, hard for him to put it on the money, but he did there, and Gaskin's gonna gash him for 12 yards, so I'm liking what I'm seeing out of coach on this first drive here.
Lining up in single back, a lot of big bodies on the field, but it looks like we're gonna throw. Tua drifting right, he's got an open area on the right, and he's gonna get in for a touchdown. Tie ball game.
Just what we needed to do. We get down there, tie the game, back to Baltimore. They're facing 2nd and long. Always a tough spot to operate in those 2nd and 3rd and longs. And Jackson's going to roll out, going to have an open lane, but he's going to pass it up for wide open Sammy Watkins on a deep in route. Good find.
And I don't think we have an answer so far. Just looking at the first couple plays, now there's 2nd and 10 here. Coach, a decent user, but Lamar going to Sammy Watkins again, a good window. And with 4.5 left in the 2nd quarter, we might be getting gashed through the air all game.
That's what it looks like early, Spyder. Go ahead and break out the sub sandwiches because we got to have something that we're happy about.
Oh no, a wide open again. Tyson Williams crushing it early. 37-yard score, just explosive play after explosive play from bench press 7,068. What a unique name, and what a good offensive player. From what we've seen so far, 5 plays, 75 yards, just, again, moving the ball at will.
And that's what's really hard to handle, what's hard to swallow here.
And what's really hard to swallow is these sub sandwiches, you guys. This Subway, I don't eat Subway, Cannonball. That's like half lizard meat, half bone meal from, dead veterans. What's in this stuff?
Keep trashing Subway, but you go ahead, you keep eating it. You're eating it right now, and that's why I'm having to call this 3rd and 11. We need to try to regain some momentum here, but we also don't want to force anything. Tua taking a deep drop, drifting right, and throwing into double coverage. That was not the move there. That's not the read. Coach wisely gonna thank his lucky stars and punt this football away. Good play by Shaheen, kind of turning into a defender there. Just trying to keep the ball away from Baltimore. This will be the first punt of the year, I believe. I don't think we punted in Chicago. Could use some help here if you could put down the sandwich for a second.
It's not even that good. It's really not. Extra mayonnaise is definitely needed. The bread is as dry as a mother.
Well, stop eating it then.
And you didn't even get any chips, that's another thing. Oh, on the first play! This is why you punt, kids. Roberts with the football and got some room and got some blockers. A nice joke and a pretty good return.
I love every part of it, Spyder. You need takeaways. And you talk about the coach having faith in his defense and you rewarding them on the very first place, giving it right back. Didn't have to make them sweat at all. Maybe this offense can be stopped.
So 21 yards away from 6, a bubble screen, and this is going to get decent yardage. Going to put us in the red zone with 2.5 to play in the first half. I hope Subway's team doesn't, hope we don't have to face litigation or something. I just don't prefer it. I'm still eating it, as Cannonball said, but it's not my jam.
For Subway's team to come after us legally, someone would have to actually watch these videos, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. A play action, Tua finding a wide open Will Fuller in the end zone. Coach making decent reads early despite that one, minus that one almost pick. He's got a nice game plan drawn up, and we're tied out here in Miami.
Duvernay taking this one out of the end zone. What a nice exotic last name that is, Duvernay. I mean, he gets a terrible return, but he can rest his hat on having a very cool last name. Sounds very fancy. You know what? I'd eat a sandwich from a place called Duvernay's.
I would too. I think that goes without saying. 1st and 10, we're trying this cover 2 press. I don't know if this is the move with so much room where you can get beat. Jackson not going deep with it though. Seems like bench press 7068 is more of a scrambler. He wants these short reads. He wants, unless a guy is wide open, it doesn't seem like he's going to throw deep. So we need to really, guard the middle. I've been seeing a lot of slants, a lot of ins. And they're going to come out in empty here.
Empty with 4 on one side. This can be tough to defend. It's going to be QB power, and it's going to get nothing. Does Lamar Jackson fumble is the question I have.
He might have something on him. I don't know his exact card or how Madden even works anymore, really. 3rd and 2. Make a play, coach. Decent user, and Jackson's going to get just enough, but it's okay because the clock is dripping, and we get it back at half. If we can play defense, we can flip this lead, or game, I should say, as it's already tied. Oh, man, too much Subway, too much mayonnaise. I'll get less mayonnaise next time.
I said more mayonnaise. We need more, not less. I can't even taste a dang thing. A sandwich is basically just a way to get mayonnaise in my mouth. As they're trying to get this screen game going, and it doesn't gas just as much as the first time, but still, a 9-yard play, and sets up a very easy 2nd and 1, Cannonball.
Well, you hear announcers get on here and say it all the time. 2nd and 1 is just basically an offensive coordinator's wet dream. Kind of like mayonnaise is yours. And it's true. It's one of the hardest downs to defend. Coach has been a little bit better defensively since those first 2 drives. But he leaves the middle wide open here, and kind of a glitchy hit stick situation. Bench press 7,000 decides to not take his 2nd timeout, lets the clock run a little bit. And he's going to be forced to take it now. Great tackling in the open field. He's still about 20 yards out of field goal range. I believe the Ravens are still rolling with Justin Tucker, one of the best in the league. So maybe you might only need 15 yards here if you're bench press.
Well, as we saw with that weird hit stick, the lag is real. I'm not sure how viable a field goal will be in this game, especially a long one. Let's just not even let him get in range to worry about that. Van Ginkel is who coach is using. He comes back up at the last second. I think that saved a big play, Cannonball.
Yeah, him lurking there It's as the clock continues to run. I don't like the clock management from bench press. This was going to be the last play of the half.
He knows it's the last play. He's going deep into double coverage, but good job by this Miami squad. Kind of getting embarrassed on the first 2 drives and really locking in, getting a takeaway, and essentially another takeaway. I'd even count that drive as one. Half us and half a bad time management from Mr. Bench Press 7000.
Looking for a screen, Spyder. You know Coach loves screens. It's easy to read. And riddle me this, Spyder. You call a screen and your offensive linemen don't get out there to do screeny things. Now facing a 3rd and 5 as a consequence of that.
Tua with a clean pocket, throwing this one up with so many purple jerseys around, and he had someone wide open, Cannonball.
Oh, this is going to haunt mine and Coach's dreams. You see the opponent is using Clark and just lets Jaceki run right past him. Kind of shades of the first play that we saw where Tua bombs it, but he just doesn't see it this time. This is a touchdown.
So instead of an easy, explosive touchdown, we're facing 4th and 5, and Coach deciding to go for it. Trying to get it out to the halfback, to Gaskin out there. He's going to be short.
Kind of been the story of this online head-to-head thing. Always 1 yard short, it seems like we are. And now we got to play defense. And we haven't been good against the run all game. I'll say this. If Mr. Opponent decides to just start running, I think he's sealed this game up. And maybe I'm talking too loud.
2 straight runs, which we haven't seen from Bench Press 7000, and now a 3rd straight run, and who could blame him? He's got to be getting 500 yards a carry. He's got chew clock on, very smart time management now, after kind of flubbing up that first half and Coach going the wrong direction, which opens a hole for Murray.
2nd and 3, and we got to get stiff here. I know that the offense left us in a bad situation, but do your job, and we do not do our job, just leaving the middle of the field wide open. Most of that drive's on Coach, just playing bad, not gap shooting correctly. And we got 6 minutes left to try to make something happen.
It's interesting how both teams kind of came out offensively pretty well, and they've slowed down a little bit, both sides. Obviously, of course, Baltimore has now scored with a short field. But we don't look as good as this ball's almost picked off by Humphrey, but instead, Parker is going to come up with a huge catch. We're now in the opponent's territory, and we're hurrying up. He burned a lot of that clock, even with that short drive. An open Shaheen, just nobody in the flats, and that's going to be the easiest read Tua's going to make all day.
Actually, the easiest read is probably that open Jaceki that he missed. I don't want to dwell on it, but we got man coverage here, and this is a great play. Will Fuller, skinny post has been eating for us today. It beats man, it beats zone. You basically have to use it, as far as I understand, and it's hard because you got both sides of the field running skinny posts.
This looks like something familiar. We got an angle route coming out here. Remember, we spammed that a lot last week in Chicago, and we're going to hit it here as bench press playing a little too deep as a middle linebacker opens that up 6 yards away, and we need a touchdown here as the 4th quarter has already begun.
We'd like to get it here. I don't want to have to face a 3rd or a 4th down. It's going to be a short throw. It's going to get us enough. And looking at Tua's stats, he's had a heck of a game. 10 for 12, 157, and a touchdown. Imagine how much that stat line would be if he would have made that Jaceki throw.
Enough dwelling. I mean, if we're going to dwell on anything, can we dwell on the food choices around here? Absolutely horrendous. And this, wow. That's a touchdown, but very scary. I've never seen an opponent do this. They come on field goal block, and he pulls the left guy. This could have been a pick with better users, with better stick skills. Oh, that was a lot scarier than it should have been.
It's an interesting call as we tie the game. Very interesting call. I don't think I've ever seen someone do that either, but it could be dangerous. If you got quick reflexes, that could be the meta on the one. Jackson passes up an open man, and it doesn't really matter. He's gonna run. He's getting 8 a carry here after almost a 30-yard run. Facing 2nd and 9, and there's 3 minutes left. The clock has become very important here. Of course, opponents still running chew clock on, and got Williams out on the outside. No one's out there. We got no one playing flat. No one even playing the second level, it looks like. Lamar having a pretty good game, too. 12 for 16, the 1 pick. which has kept us in the game.
2:30 left in this contest. We're tied, and they are just about in field goal range. Handing it off to Williams. Good stop, one of the only good run stops we've seen today. We're gonna need a couple more of those as we take our first timeout.
2nd and 10, I'd be surprised if this is a run. He hasn't shown that he loves running. So I'm looking pass here if I'm coach. It is a pass. And Lamar's just got a clean pocket. He's going to take off and get 7 yards.
And coach is going to just let this one run down to the 2-minute warning. So what a big play here. If a first down occurs, it's going to be a backbreaker, partner.
Yeah, this is probably the play of the game coming up here after we come out of this 2-minute warning. Coach been liking 3-4 Bear. He's played in 3-4 Cub. Again, seems like he's going to stick with Bear this time. Trying to bring the base play is a double blitz, but he puts them both in a spy. And he's going to use Van Ginkel, hoping it's a pass play, Spyder.
Here it is, Jackson with the snap, an open guy again, the flat's wide open. And bench press 7,000 is exploiting that to the max as shoe clock still on. Now a $1:20 left as we keeping those 2 timeouts in our back pocket. Snapped with 3 on the clock, and Murray's gonna get this. Will seal the game, Cannonball.
Absolutely seals the game. We don't have enough timeouts to stop the clock. We're gonna try in vain, but it's gonna come down to a kick here, partner.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I don't even think it'll be iced, Cannonball. This is just gonna be just a simple kick with one of the best kickers in the game. Taking our final timeout here. And we really just have to hope the opponent does something stupid. And look at this, he's coming out in 5 wide. Talk about something stupid.
Watch for power. We've seen him run power. He's not running power. He's actually gonna throw this thing. Go, Spyder!
Oh my goodness, I thought this was a pick. A good play, but put your other hand out. 3rd and 8, and he's still kind of in a passing formation here. He's going to throw again. Thank you, Mr. Opponent. Never mind. A touchdown, which doesn't necessarily ice the game.
Yeah, I think it's still a bad move scoring a touchdown there. He should have just ran and kicked the field goal. Now, can we score? Probably not, but with 1 minute, no timeouts, gonna run skinny post. It's done well all game. Fuller's open again. He's having a heck of a game. We got to hurry up to the line, partner. 35 on the clock. That was a big chunk. If we can get another big chunk here, Tua forced to bail out. Nobody really open, and he's just gonna take a couple yards. The user misses him. I'm sure coach wishes he would have known the user was gonna miss. We got to play sidelines here, Spyder, to have any chance. I'm really surprised that the opponent just passed up an easy win, but some people just like flexing, I guess. And a guy named bench press 7,000. If you can bench press 7,000 pounds, you better never stop flexing.
Tua putting the ball in the perfect place out to Parker. What a throw from the young man. We are 13 yards away from tying this ball game.
A great throw, a great call. Just a great draw up here to get that deep corner. A lot of the times you see tight ends running deep corners. That takes time to develop. We get our guy Parker out there. He's got some speed. This was a huge chunk play. Pretty good drive out of coach. I'm very surprised that we're on the verge of scoring here, Spyder.
Game is not over, even though we thought it was in a couple different spots. Tua drifting right and just gonna fumble out of bounds, actually. So good job staying by the sideline, but nothing really open.
If you watch back on the play, bench press 7,000 plays the corner route, the C route, very well, and that's kind of why coach is forced to just not do anything with the football because of that great user from bench press.
So here we go from the 11, 15 on the clock, no timeout, so we cannot put this ball in bounds, Cannonball.
Going deep into Parker. Might as well finish it off after that huge corner route. We are tied. Look at this. This is almost a pick.
Well, a tit for a tat or whatever, a tat for a titty. I don't know what it's called, but we almost picked off. Hold on a second, Cannonball. We're going for 2.
I love the move. I mean, they always say if you're playing a team that's better than you, you better go for two. Don't play for overtime. The better team is supposed to play for overtime. We're playing with Miami out here, somehow staying in the game. I love the big balls of Coach. Put it on the platter. We're coming out here. Looks like we got 3 wide, a tight end, and a running back, and Baltimore gonna take their timeout. Let Coach stew on it a little bit longer.
Oh, his heart's got to be going crazy here. I mean, how could he even think he was still going to be in this game, especially when after he takes his last time out, they get the first down. I mean, wow. What a game, Cannonball.
I'm guessing Gaskin's going to be the read here. He got a 2-on-1, and Gaskin's open. We won it, Spyder.
What a comeback. I can't believe it. Look at the camera. Like you said, a 2-on-1. They're kind of on top of each other for a second, but you see that the linebacker drifting off, covering the flat. It's an easy read for Tua, who has played. What a game Tua has played.
I mean, what a game this whole squad has played. The defense has stepped up when we needed them to. They've been getting gashed, but they made some big plays. I mean, 11 seconds though, Spyder. It's the NFL. Anything could happen. They still do have 1 timeout, and he's trying to get this out to Williams. I don't blame him. That's been explosive, throwing to the halfback this game. This is gonna do it. 5 seconds left. If we can stop a Hail Mary, it's all over, and we pull off the upset. Let's see.
Lamar on the final snap of the game, throwing this out, and Williams is gonna have to make a lot of men miss. He makes 1 man, and we gang tackle him down there. Essentially, I don't know if that's a gang tackle, but to me, the whole gang was in on it. And speaking of the gang, thank you guys so much for watching. We are so happy to bring you another great game this week. We've been spoiled, Cannonball.
We definitely have. It was a great contest in Chicago. And, I mean, this is one of the best games you're ever going to see, I feel like. I mean, not if you like defense much, but you want to watch 2 mediocre Madden players go at it and get a pretty fantastic result. This is all you could ask for. Big respect to Bench Press 7000. I'm going to say this. I think he's a better player than Coach. And obviously Coach does too, and that's why he goes for the 2-point conversion at the end.
As always, it was great having you with us. We'll see you next time on Spyder
and Cannonball, baby. What's that, Coach? 2-0? Undefeated season? Who knows? We'll see you next time. We out.